welcome back to the show. The smell from the kitchen is just amazing, isn't it?
Tasty.
Yes, let's head over to Aisling Larkin. You're making what?
Chicken tenders with baked potatoes with a gorgeous sour cream dip. Now, these are gorgeous, and you know me, right? I'm always trying to get us a little bit closer to healthy. These are deep fried. I think it's the first time in about 5 years I've ever deep fried anything on the show in my life. And I have tried to bake them, and I tried with the air fryer, but you don't get the same results. So if you need to deep fry, deep fry. We're going to serve a lovely big salad, baked potatoes, gorgeous. So I have my chicken diced up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make up. So what you do is you marinate your chicken. But to make your marinade, it's buttermilk. So I'm using 300 grams of buttermilk to about 450 grams of chicken. And into that, I am adding smoked paprika, I am adding turmeric, and I'm actually going to do the same to the flour, right? So what you do is you marinate them in buttermilk, and then you coat them in the flour, okay? Into my buttermilk, turmeric, smoked paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. So you've got the mix of both of those. Then into the flour, exact same mix. Onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, turmeric. Turmeric gives it the colour, smoked paprika gives it just that little bit of heat. So you've got all those gorgeous flavours. I'm actually just going to take these out because these ones have been cooking already. So let me show you.
We get someone to bring them out to the
They're
car park.
so good,
to
and I have loads more in the oven too that I'm going to show you. But I'm just going to pop those ones out for a sec. So these are fab. So the reason you marinate the chicken in the buttermilk is it tenderises it. So buttermilk has lactic acid in it, okay? So it's going to give it that. It basically keeps it really moist and juicy on the inside, but it allows you then, it almost acts like the glue, so it allows the flour to stick to the outside. And the turmeric gives it the colour. I would marinate it, if you can, 3-4 hours minimum overnight best, okay? So this is all it takes, just a little bit of prep. With your leftover buttermilk, I have a fabulous recipe for treacle brown bread on my Instagram. Use up the rest of it. It's the easiest brown bread you'll ever make, and it's an absolute winner. So coat these in this. This has been marinating for a little bit. Stir this around. Into my flour, I am adding about half a teaspoon of baking powder. Now, it's not essential, but it gives them just this little bit of a kind of a puff up when they hit the hot oil, so it's really nice. Turmeric gives it the colour, smoked paprika, a little bit of the background spice. Onion powder, garlic powder, winner for something like this. They work really, really well. And people always think this is the complicated part because you're kind of like, do I need a batter? What do I need? It's flour. There's nothing. Like I said, you've seen what goes in. So we'll guess these are marinated for a couple of hours, right? You're going to pop them in.
I'm still going to eat them. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
yeah,
listen,
exactly.
they're so good. They're so good.
But there's no resting time after you put it into the flour, is it? Is it straight into the oil?
Straight in. And what happens is the first one, kind of nice and neat, you know, looking a bit perfect, looking good. But as you coat them, the buttermilk kind of sticks to the flour. They go a little bit kind of like gnarly and grainy and gritty, and that's what you want. That's that fried chicken-ness that you want from these. So literally just dip them like this, have your oil on. So I have a saucepan here, I've heated up my oil, it's at about 170 degrees Celsius. So what I like to do is put it on hot at first, then turn it down so you've got a medium heat. You're not cooking them fully in the oil. We're browning them off in the oil, give them 5 or 6 minutes in there, and then I transfer them to parchment paper and into the oven, and I finish them in the oven. If you have a little meat probe at home, you want them to reach about 72, 75 degrees Celsius on the inside, just to be sure. Or cut them. Cut one, and if the juices run clear, it's cooked. So I think that kind of worries people sometimes. So that's them. You see this one's getting a little bit more kind of gnarly and bitty and grainy. That's what you want. That's absolutely beautiful. Into the oil. Like I said, they're going to cook away. I've got some done already. Sour cream dressing. This is such a winner. Baked potatoes, sour cream, lovely dip, really, really nice. So I have my sour cream here. I have onion powder and garlic powder, so buy them, have them. You use them so much. I'm going to add in a couple of capers and little baby gherkins into this, so you get that kind of pickly, tangy flavour. Season it up with a little bit of black pepper and salt, and into that then I'm going to add my chives. I actually like to use a mix of dried chives and fresh chives. You can use either, but the fresh are lovely. They kind of add that lovely, vibrant green colour. My baked potatoes are in the oven. So I literally just prick them with a fork, put them on an oven tray, and pop them in for about 45 minutes. So instead of kind of going the chips, which you could do by all accounts, you can just do the baked potatoes, and they're just a little bit healthier. And like I said, with your salad. So, you know, if we've all been good for January, we're nearly there. Have your gorgeous chicken.
I don't think you should feel guilty about eating a baked potato at all.
No.
It's been ages since I've had one, and they're so satisfying, though.
Well, what's the difference between a tender and a goujon?
There you go. There's the $64 million question.
What's the difference between a
goujon
chicken
and a
tender and a goujon, or is there?
Tender's a bit of an Americanism, I think, isn't it? I think we've gotten used. I think that's the only reason. I think we've gotten used to it kind of as an American word.
Is one marinated and one not marinated?
No, not necessarily. Goujon is traditionally kind of breaded, I suppose. Tender sometimes is technically fried, but I don't.
Okay. All right. Now we know.
I'm going to dip or dollop my gorgeous sour cream over these big potatoes, and what's going to happen is the heat from the oven is just going to melt them a little bit, so they're so tasty. Little dollop of butter if you really want it. Absolutely lovely. And let me show you the tenders that are just out of the oven, because guys, these are just exceptional.
They're not going to last long.
Look how golden and crispy they are.
Yeah.
You've got that lovely crumb. Absolutely delicious. So I'm going to plate these guys up, and we can have a little taste.
Lovely. Some comments in tonight. Thank you very much for getting in touch with us. Neve from Wicklow says, of course, we had the fabulous Mary Coughlin in at the start of the show. I have been going to see Mary, Francis and Sharon gig together many times. I cannot wait to see them soon. It has been long overdue.
Elaine, now from Cork, said, great to see Patrick and Alan on. Fair play to them. What a story. And it's certainly not something you hear on our shores every day. No, what they've done is amazing.
Absolutely. And Fiona also said, love the idea of Sharon, Mary and Francis doing an ABBA tribute. Yeah, they don't want to sing A Woman's Heart, they want to sing Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
I love the fact that. Oh, by the way, they do the dance moves as well.
What is it? What is the Gimme, Gimme,
It's a lot of you looking that way and me looking this way, and then vice versa. Yeah. But it works. And it gets, anyway, I tell you what else works. What she's just put on that platter.
Look at that creation.
Look at that.
Guys, look. They're
amazing.
So good. I can't tell you how delicious these are. They're an absolute winner. Little weekend treat. These are just beautiful.
And you dress it up with some salad bits as well on the side.
Loads of salad on the side to balance out the deep frying pan, because my conscience can't cope with all of that. So yeah, salad on the side.
Kids will not touch
Just
the cucumber, but
in somewhere. And they went in the oven for how long?
They were in the oven for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Even less, 10, 15 minutes. So depending on how long you leave them in here, 3-4 minutes in there, then into the oven, and they're just
Well, they
delicious.
look amazing.
They're gorgeous.
Aisling Larkin, thank you so much.
so
That's all we got
welcome,
time for. A massive thank you to all of our guests and to Aisling for the delicious food.
The many voices of Mario Rosenstock are in studio tomorrow. He was my first 6 o'clock show guest when I started here, so I think I'm just about recovered, so we can book him again. Make sure
We don't know who's going to show up, because it is Mario.
Exactly.
So it could be one of many.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.